Welcome to SCAD, our postseason review of men's basketball. I'm proud to be here with our new athletic director, Joan McDermott. Joan was named as our athletic director about a month ago. Joan, you're an alum. You grew up in this city. What does it mean personally for you to be named the athletic director at USF?
Well, I got to tell you, it's quite an honor. It's a dream come true. You know, like you said, I grew up in the city. I grew up in the Sunset, coming to basketball games here since I was 8 years old. I can vividly remember this gym. And at the time, I had no idea women could even be in athletics. So it was a long time coming, but, you know, it's just great to be able to be here and be a part of that history.
Joan, you've been back at USF for about 2.5 years now as a deputy AD and our senior women's administrator. And I know you've had an illustrious career in serving women's sports and really being a pioneer in elevating women's sports to the stature that they are now. Tell us a little bit about your background, your professional career, and how did you get started in athletic administration?
So it's interesting. When I was an undergrad student here, I helped start women's athletics. And my dream was, you know what? This is something now, by the time I was senior here, I decided this is something I really want to be involved in. We really need to have opportunities for women. But then, so then I became a college volleyball coach at St. Mary's College, of all places, across the bay. And then as I got further into the business, I realized I could oversee men's program as well as women's. So for 20 years, that's what I did, and I was at a high-power Division II school in Denver. Very strong men's basketball program, won 2 national championships. We were in the championship game multiple times. So that's where, you know, of course the women's part has always been very important to me, but it's for all of our student athletes, male or female. They're all important.
Joan, what are your visions for your tenure? And when this long career ends and you're ready to sail into the sunset, how would you like to be remembered here at USF?
So it's interesting. A couple weeks ago, I said to somebody, it feels like athletic directors are either remembered for their great hires or for building buildings. And I feel like Scott did both here, and honestly, that's my goal. I want to do both. So as opportunities open up with head coaches or staff members, I want to continue to have great hires. I'm known for that already. I really take my time and make sure we get the right person. But secondly, what's very important here right now, timing, is building buildings, finishing what we've started here with the Sobrato Center and getting that practice facility started, the Molloy practice facility, and we need that. We could use that today even. So that's it.
Joan, at the press conference, I thought it was very moving to see your husband, Dan, and your son, Jackson, at the press conference when they introduced you. Very ironic, I thought, that we heard that it was the first time your husband had ever missed one of his own games. Dan's a very successful coach of the Academy of Art baseball program, and he missed his game and had to walk up the street here to watch your introduction. What was that like?
It was really special to have him there, and you're right, he's not come. The only time he missed a game was when I was in labor with our number 5 child. Honestly, wow. He's missed first communions, confirmations. You know, we met at St. Mary's College. He was the assistant baseball coach there. That's where he played. So you can imagine what our house is like, Gail versus Dawn, you know. But it was very special to have him there. And our youngest son, you could tell he was really proud. Right. It was really neat for him to be there.
Well, it's very obvious the influence your family has had on you and the support you've gotten from your very large family. Who are some other people that influenced or impacted your career?
Well, I know people that have been around this program for a long time will remember Bobby Joan. When I was a student here, actually a sophomore, you know, just playing intramural volleyball, just being around the gym, got to know Bobby Joan, and he said, hey, let's get a volleyball team started. And that's honestly how it all started. And then he said, you know what, you should think about being a coach. You should think about being in the business. And then a couple other professors here, Jerry Lauro was certainly a part of that. And as I went through my career, there were so many people that influenced it. You know, as I was at St. Mary's College, football coaches even helped me. You know, just learning how to recruit. Lynn Nance, you may remember that name. He was the men's basketball coach there for a while. He taught me quite a bit, you know, and so it's many women in the business. Diane Murphy, who was at University of Denver, who ironically hired Kyle at Columbia. She's one of my mentors. She's now retired, but we keep in touch. She's been fantastic for me. So that's just to name a few.
Well, you know, Joan, working with you the past 3 years, it's always been very gratifying for me to see the influence you've had on so many people. When people come through town, they always stop to visit you, and the impact that you have had in mentoring people, senior women administrators and others that have gone on to do great things. It's pretty incredible, the influence you've had on people as well. Joan, we have a couple of questions from our Twitter followers here. One is, any updates on the construction of the Sobrato Center? With men's and women's basketball season wrapping up following the conclusion of the WCC tournament, has that altered the timeline for the club level, and any updates on the new practice facility?
Sure. So the club level, they'll be, you know, they've already broken ground, but the real hard work will start as soon as school is out. Graduation is May 18th, 19th. They're talking about starting work May 20th. That's a Monday. So we'll have to be out of our offices on this side, and they're going to really get after it. And they have a pretty tight timeline and should be done sometime in January. Let's hope they can really stick to that, you know, as you know how that goes with construction. In terms of the practice facility, we're hoping right around the time they do start the big work here on May 20th that we send our plans on the practice facility to the city to get the approval process. And as you know, that can take a while. So we'll really be focused on that and making sure that can get through the process so we can start breaking ground. We're very close to raising all the money we need. We feel we can get that done here pretty quickly.
That's great. That's great. Joan, besides the Chase Center game and the Arizona State game coming to the Hilltop, are there any other significant games or non-conference tournaments that our fans can look forward to?
Sure. So we're going to be in the Wahoo Classic. That's Thanksgiving weekend. It's a multiple team event, just like we did last season when we went to Northern Ireland. So we'll have 2 home games here. Then we'll go to Wahoo over Thanksgiving weekend and play 2 games there. We do not know who our opponents are yet. We know they'll be very competitive. We have Harvard coming in again. They won their regular season, should have won their conference tournament, probably. And then Yale's coming in. Cal will be here, you know, Arizona State, and we're really trying to get a big name, traditional, strong program for our game at the Chase Center.
That's going to be pretty incredible. That would be the first collegiate game in that new center. We're all looking forward to that. Well, Joan, it's been great having you here. To all our fans out there, thank you for your support. Please continue to follow us at Twitter at AskTheAD, and please send your questions on. We'll look forward to seeing you later on this spring for a baseball update. Go Dons.
Go Dons. Thanks, Frank.